Alright, guys, welcome back. It's been a long time, but we are here once again. Um, where do I start? It's been a long time that I've been trading, and it's been a long break too. I've been working on, just myself, new job, new new hobbies, skating, among other things. But yeah, here we are. So we're gonna get back to what we've normally been doing. Of course, it's gonna be at I think at a lesser frequency. Right now, what I would like to do is drop a video at least once a week where I'd look at my trades that I've done during the week and then add any other commentary that I have. Um, I have a few notes from last year when I was trading a bit, the following year that I could also talk about too, as far as what I've learned from risk management, emotions. I've been reading a lot about emotions too, and just again trade psychology, why we do things, talking to my other friends who also trade, and just realizing a lot of things um, with trading, profits, what you could have done, should have done of our 2020 always is what I find. Um, if someone tells you you should have done something and they didn't do it, don't even don't even think about them. Just stick to your strategy and keep going. But anyway, these are a few of the trades I took this week. Uh, this is probably one of my better weeks that I've had. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna leave the lot sizes there. At this point, I truly don't care. Like, I'm trying to become successful at this. But anyway, gotta trust the process. So, we'll start off with GJ. Excuse me. I'll figure out the whole timing and then my time later. I know the broker time and my actual time are actually very different, but I didn't get a chance to figure out what that is. So in my next video, I'll figure that out and add some times for when I actually took the trade. I believe that timing or even the time of day of a trade also impacts how well or bad a trade goes. If you're trading in the hours where there isn't volume, then you shouldn't expect much movement, right? Or you shouldn't expect a certain movement that you would expect during a high volume time, whether it's New York Open, um, Japanese Open, Australian Open, right? So again, we'll start off with GJ. Um, Another thing too that I'll probably go through much later is my I guess philosophy on zones and whatnot, ranges, support and resistance, etc. But yeah, so for GJ, let me just come down to the 4 hour. So this trade was an L, complete L. Um, the reason why I took this trade was because I seen this candle pattern here, right? Price consolidated. So initially it dropped down, right? It broke the structure over here, which I really love to see. Broke the structure. I said, okay, let's see it continue down, but it didn't happen. If anything, I probably would have been better off taking the close of this candle and at least getting what? Wow, 400 pips, 300 even if I really wanted to because it was consolidating. But this would have been a great scalp later on. Um, like there are times where price consolidates and then it moves in the right in the same direction. Like even now, right? If we look at this, it's consolidating at a resistance. Since it's a resistance, we could expect it to go down as well too. But on the other hand, it can go up, right? If that's where we're trending, then that's where we should technically go. Um, Again, right? It's a resistance though, and there are a few other places that it would have to break too, right? Like it would have to break up to at least 153.22, and then the next area would probably be 153 800-ish, and then of course the high up there, right, at the 56 or 155 900 or 156 XX. Yeah, overall, I think the trade that I did was actually pretty good, considering considering uh, how many pips there were after the break. Um, I personally feel that I'm more of a long-term trader than a scalper. Um, on the other hand, I have had a few trades where, I chose the right direction, however, stop loss was too short, or I chose the right direction, but I got in too late. And I think this is one of those cases where if you see something happening, you need to really take advantage of it, right? If I identify this as a support and I identify this as a breaking structure, right, and I know that it was trending up and it plans to go down, then I should get in earlier. A way to do that is to go into the lower time frame, right? In a lower time frame, the break happened much quicker, right, up here versus on the 30 minute where the close is over here, right? So it really depends, right? And you could have taken this down to at least here 374 pips or even lower depending on your appetite. For me personally, I like to close off positions. But yeah, that was my trade on GJ. So let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD, I had two trades. So USD CAD, it was the same idea, except I think I was definitely looking at the 30 minute. So in the 30 minute, again, just massive consolidation, right? The thing was ranging just around 90 pips up and down. My stop loss would have definitely been at least up here, 200 pips. But the thing is, I gained at least 400. For me, this trade was definitely on the longer side. If we look at how many hours it took, it was a 21-hour trade. I consider that pretty long. When I seen this big move down, I could have actually just taken profit if I really wanted to. The thing is, I actually work 9 to 5 too. So when I took this trade, I was probably working or sleeping. The next trade I took would have been over here. This trade was definitely during NFP on the Friday. I know that this is an NFP candle. Price moved down again, and I truly thought that it was reversing. The main reason that I thought that was because on the 5 minute, I thought that it was gonna create higher lows. The thing is, at this point, it probably would have been way too early to assume that. Um, the higher time frames still showed me that it was continuing down versus reversing. On each time frame, there was literally no reversal candle. On top of that, the dailies have just been pointing down, right? If I look at, yeah, so if I look at the daily, for example, we still have room to at least come even down here, right? There's still plenty of room. So this is only, what, that's 500 pips. So we still have that many pips. We still have that range that we can go down as well too. Right? We've already broken a lot of different spots to the left. So we've broken this area down. We're in this area right now, and this isn't much further. So I'd say at least next week, before the end of the week, we should see it come down to there, and that's not a problem. 400 pips. So now UJ. On UJ, I took one, two, three. I guess, four different trades. So we'll start off with trade number one. This trade, I liked this trade a lot. I believe the week before, I actually took some sells. I think I took sells over here, and then it screwed me around this area somewhere. But anyway, uh, once once I knew that this was trending up from this bounce, I was looking for some sort of buy positions. Truly, I should have gotten to buys over here, but I think this would have been a timing issue, right? Um, I'm not sure if I was even at my computer at the time to even look at this type of trade. Uh, and if I was, I probably missed it because truly I would want to get in after that bearish candle. Another thing too to note is that we broke structure high on the left, right? And that's a big key to let you know that price is going back up. Um, my trade was taken over here in this area, I believe. Nope, I didn't take it on the close. I was looking at the price. I was probably pretty thirsty to get into this trade when I think about it. Yeah, I was, because this is on a green candle. Okay, so the reason I took the trade up to here was because this would have been the next area that I seen that had the most resistance. So I decided to only take what is that, 150 pips. I did try to do 1 to 1, but for some reason I actually made my stop loss a lot bigger. In hindsight, I really shouldn't do that because if that keeps happening, then you know, if I lose a lot of my trades that I do that, I won't be in a position to actually make profits. So now we'll look at the sells over here that I took. So these sells were a loss. The main reason I took sells was again because structure was breaking, right? If I identified this as a support area and price goes below that, then I would expect there to be a high probability of us to continue down, right? After the retest happened. So when I realized that price broke through this, right, and it was waving, I said, okay, let me wait for it to come back up, right? So we had a big bullish candle right here, and that's when I said, okay, I'd love to get into sells. However, price never came back down, and it was that was that. I think overall this was a good trade as well too. And excuse me, it'll really be a matter of me identifying um how to take these trades after a reversal or after a break, right? I feel like I feel like being able to get into a trade over here would be really clutch versus waiting for it to come back up here, right? And break this. The thing about this trade is that there's no, for me personally, there's no indicators that tells me that I should be taking this trade. But anyway, let's look at trade number 3 and 4. So trade number 3 and 4, I've seen this for some reason. I feel like I've seen this set up so many times, right? The one that I love is when it's just straight consolidation. So for me in my head, like this looks like just like a wedge, right? A straight triangle, and then I'll move up, and that's exactly what happened, right? This also resembles consolidation too, right? Since price is stuck in this range, and this range was very small, so you know that price had to move up quite a bit. Um, and price did what is that? 400. 400 divided by 72. That's about 5x, right? So maybe there's an opportunity that we can catch when price consolidates, right? Depending on the range, you do the range times 5 or the range times 4, and then you can figure out exactly where you should be putting your price. Um, but yeah, that was the main reason for that. I identify the consolidation and then move up. Another thing too is the length of the consolidation. This you can probably say this is a consolidation too, but a lot of the candles aren't the same size, especially the body. However, price does move in the same little range here, right? Like this is a what, a 40 pip range, which is very tiny compared to this range over here, which was 70, 72-ish. Whoops, that was 50 down here. Yeah, 70. There we go. So it really, I think it truly depends. I'm gonna try to continue doing this. Um, like look, even over here, we have a little consolidation, and then boom, price moves up, right? The thing is, this is on the 5 minute, so it probably happened a lot quicker, and then the range is a lot smaller too, right? Because of how short the consolidation is happening. Um, Another play I like to look at too are these plays when price actually breaks out, and then there's one bearish candle, so or one pullback candle. So if it goes up, price comes down, and then boom, it just continues going up. I love those plays too. I really need to work on catching more of these plays after price breaks out. So you know what? I think maybe I'll do another video too, where we just look at different plays that could have been taken. We're not even gonna even consider time. It's just gonna look at, okay, identify the candle, identify the structure, and then what would you do? You know. But yeah, um, that's about it for all the pairs that I traded. Next week I'll do the same thing, and then maybe I'll add in an extra one or two videos on a few of the topics that I plan on talking about before. But yeah, thanks for watching and safe trading.